Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Playtech TV. My name is Kevin, and today we're going to be looking at the three Haswell-E processors that we previously did an introduction video on. So that video will be down in the description below, so I suggest you check that video out before you watch this one. So this video we're going to show the performance of these different Haswell-E processors. They're not going to be overclocked, that's going to be in a later video, so this will be at their stock frequencies. So the processors we're going to be looking at are the i7-5820K, the i7-5930K, and the big boy, the i7-5960X. That's the 8-core. Now, all of these obviously on the X99 platform with DDR4. So let's get into it and see how these bad boys perform. So before we get into the benchmarks, let's talk about the specs of the rig we're using, and I'll give you guys a brief outline of the differences between these three Haswell-E processors. So the specs of the rig, we're using X99 motherboard. Obviously this is the LGA 2011 version 3 socket. The motherboard's a Gigabyte Gaming G1 Wi-Fi. Excellent motherboard, would highly recommend it. Cooler we're using is the Noctua NH-U14S, very good air cooler. Graphics card, Sapphire R9 290. This is obviously the reference model. Memory, DDR4, HyperX Predator. That's 3000 megahertz, 16 gig kit, quad channel, and powering the rig is a Corsair RM750 power supply. Now to the CPUs themselves. So obviously all three of these are unlocked, but we'll start with the 5820K. So that's coming in at 6 cores, 12 threads, 3.3 gigahertz base clock, but will turbo up to 3.6 gigahertz, and it features a 15 megabyte cache. Now the 5930K is also 6 core, 12 threads, slightly higher frequencies coming in at 3.5 gigahertz base clock and will turbo up to 3.7 gigahertz. It also features a 15 megabyte cache just like the 5820K. And lastly, the big boy, the 5960X. So this is 8 cores, 16 threads, 3 gigahertz base clock, but will turbo up to 3.5 gigahertz and comes with a 20 megabyte cache. And all three of these Haswell-E processors have a 140 watt TDP. So let's get into the benchmarks. Up first is Intel Extreme Tuning Utility, the benchmark within that software. The 5820K scored 1,358 marks. The 5930K scored 1,434 marks, and the 5960X scored 1,646 marks. Now onto Cinebench. So this is a rendering test. The 5820K took 3 minutes and 28 seconds to render. The 5930K took 3 minutes 16 seconds to render, and the 5960X took 2 minutes and 33 seconds to render. So almost a full minute faster than the 5820K. And lastly is Cinebench. So the 5820K scored 1005, the 5930K scored 1070, and the 5960X scored 1324. So this is all to what we should expect. You know, it goes up in increments. However, the jump to the 5960X from the 5820 and the 5930K is just huge. It really does pull ahead. So yeah, the 5960 is an absolute beast. So I also took the temperatures. This was during the Intel benchmark and Intel Extreme Tuning Utility. The 5820K went up to 47 degrees Celsius, the 5930K went to 50 degrees Celsius, and the 5960X went to 47 degrees Celsius. I think the 5930K probably got the hottest because it has the highest stock frequencies. Now, we are going to be doing an overclocking video in the future featuring all three of these Haswell-E processors, so keep an eye out for that, and then we'll be able to show you the performance differences between them at stock frequencies and overclocked. But this video is just to show you the performance differences between all three with them running at their stock frequencies. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time on Playtech TV.